Here's your Farm and Ranch Report from the Montana Ag Network.
Well, as we come back to our noon news, we are broadcasting from Miles Community College today in Miles City as the Montana Stockgrowers continues to advocate for the livestock industry for 135 years. They got their start right here in Miles City, Montana. And joining us is Second Vice President of the Montana Stockgrowers, Mr. John Grandy, a rancher from Linnup. And John, what is the purpose of these mid-year meetings, bringing ranchers together here in Miles City each year?
Good morning, Lane. Yeah, we're excited to be here. As you say, we did get our start here. It's 135 years. We've been back here in Miles City to celebrate our centennial and 125, and now we're back again. And this is, we have two basic membership meetings a year. We are a grassroots-driven organization, so we're here to gather our membership up and have policy meetings, and that's what drives those of us on the board of directors and our staff do the rest of the year.
Now, this morning, the Board of Directors had a meeting and talked about those issues impacting the industry, but also committee members will be coming together talking about all issues that impact the industry, from electronic logging devices, trade, cattle prices. What are some of those key issues that will be focused on here this summer?
Well, absolutely. You named some of them. We're still working on the electronic logging devices. We had a great legislative session. We came through there pretty good. We did some great things with funding for the Department of Livestock. We made some progress on what they're trying to do on state lands with some water bills there that came out pretty well for us, although some of that's still, involved in some litigation between the governor and the Secretary of State, so that's kind of interesting. But we'll be talking about those and a lot of issues. Obviously a big one on the national level. You were there at NCBA this winter when Secretary Perdue talked about their top priorities being trade, trade, and trade. And in Montana, it's not a whole lot different. We really need to get that U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement through. Following that, we need to work on a Japanese agreement. We had great news here on May 17th where we had an agreement with Japan where the 30-month restrictions that were put in place for BSE, that came off. That's really important because it allows us to put more beef there. But at the same time, just because it's back on a scientific basis instead of trade agreements that aren't. But we still need to work on a free trade agreement with Japan to get the tariffs down, so we're more on even footing with other people like Australia. And then, of course, we need to keep working on China. So a lot of these trade agreements are very critical.
Again, trade is a big issue, but stock growers are working on those issues and having their voices heard in the halls of our capital in Helena and, of course, out in Washington, D.C. John, thanks for the update on the mid-year. We'll have more on this convention and meetings on our Montana Ag Network Facebook page as well. Don't go away. More news right after this. USDA found a new home for the Economic Research Service and National Institute of Food and Agriculture. The agencies will be a part of a two-state relocation to Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas. For the Trump administration, this is a big win, who wants USDA closer to rural America and those that they serve, and also save taxpayer money. But the move has been strongly opposed by USDA employees at both agencies and Democrats in Congress. Employees have voted to unionize in protest of this relocation, and also some senior researchers have already quit their jobs rather than move. We'll continue to follow this story here on the Montana Ag Network. Again, it's a big day here in Miles City with the Montana Stockgrowers mid-year meeting. Don't forget the Mo Bandy concert will take place at the Ag Advancement Center right across from Miles City Livestock here later tonight. That will do it for today. We'll send it back to the news desk.